Let's limp here. I think this is kind of cool. Not looking so good, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try limp here. All right, snap check back. I don't think it's a pair. I'm going to go for a min delay. It's not a pair, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he jams it. Labho says, hey, Tom, good luck today. I have a question. You as a button limp innovator, the very same. Thank you very much for noticing. Do you think we should keep min raise whole range when there's 100% chance small blind flatting and we are definitely going in a 3 pot? Okay, so like if you're the button, but the small blind's going to flat any 2 cards, essentially. Yes! Then it definitely would make sense to limp strong hands, right? If you got aces, to give the obvious example, min raising aces if the small one's going to flat everything or they're just going to complete everything, you may as well min raise aces and build the pot a bit more. It still probably would make sense to maybe limp some of the more wave after wave, just sort of boundary borderline hands, maybe like for example a king 8 off or something would make some sense. A jack 10 off might make some sense, for example. We'll try a little limp here to try and demonstrate the innovation that can be done with this hand as we immediately get jammed for 25 big blinds. Okay, that didn't work. So okay, who made up that idea? That's a terrible decision. It's awful. It's rubbish. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get there. We're gonna try limp here. I feel like this could get ISO jammed a lot. Of course is here. How are you? Of course. Thank you very much for subscribing for 7 months. You joined us in an interesting spot where we've gone a bit off-road, trying to just basically play up for the Twitch fans. I think it's fine at some frequency. We're going to raise this. It's a very vulnerable hand, but it's very happy to stack off at this point. We're going to jam the turn up against the Queen 8, Queen 10, Jack 10, Queen King. Can we be beat? I would say it's not super likely we'll beat, other than like Queen 6 or Jack 6 suited or something. Could also be up against Jack 10, Jack 8 of hearts. So let's jam the turn. 10-9, perfect. I'm pretty happy with how that went. I mean, I think 10-9 might fold if we min raise, and let's just say it would fold if we min raise. And there's, 24 BB that we won thanks to limping. You're welcome, guys. So everyone should limp. Evidence. Let's limp here. I think this is kind of cool. So we limped against kings. I don't know if I fix all that, but it's a nice spot to take. Could min raise, we folding, shoving, limping. The extent of my thought process there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is where the limp gets interesting because typically in a button spot, you go, range bet board, let's go. But in this case, Jack 2's there, Jack 3's there, 3-2's there. And I think Fig is somewhat more competent in terms of understanding those dynamics. So I'm not going to c-bet this board because we're going to check back. Obviously, there's pairs are not bad candidate here. An ace is probably not realistically a hand that we have that frequently, although tough to be that range aware. So I think we'll check again. For value, we can still represent 10s and 9s, something like that.
What is he doing?
It's not looking so good, ladies and gentlemen. Can we realistically have a 4x here? Please bet Fig. I mean, we have literally the worst hand here in a spot where, like, how can we ever really have anything? Do we just give up? I honestly think I'm going to give up. This is the worst hand of poker I've ever played. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. God, I was trapping all the way. Not a genius at all. Wow. New ad show down there. Peroxas, if you're watching, that's how to check down 10-9, mate. I do not know how we won that hand. I don't know if we could just bet turn or flop. Flop felt like clever not to, and then turn was like, well, we have no ace-6 and he's going to trap everything, so let's check again. And then river's like, I'm not even sure we get queen eyes to fold there. Like, it just looks ridiculous to even consider betting there, but like maybe we could try value betting 9s. We just don't have 9s to value bet, really. That's it, I'm not sure we perceive the value bet 9s, but yeah. Limp poker worked again. What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? Ace 4 clubs will go for a limp. Maybe a good flop. We get donked into. People typically barrel a lot of the donk spots. I'm going to actually go for a call. Obviously, raising is fine. Like raising, get it in. But actually, I think it's okay. I mean, it's obviously a hand that we're super happy playing. Against the donk check, pretty interesting. I don't know what to make of this range. Donk and then checks. Probably pretty polar, to be honest. I'm going to check that because I'm not too worried about, like, I mean, if he's got like Jack 7 with a club or something, I guess we lose. And now he bets. I guess we call. Like, could he be value betting here with 10-4? Don't know. We have a very strong hand relative to the spot, but okay. He was pretty polar. We got that right. I like Fig's attempt. I think it's fun. I always think it's good to not just sort of like, I mean, I'm playing a bit ABC maybe in some of these spots, but like with those sort of marginal hands, to at least get involved and like try and do stuff. And typically big blind win rates are better if you are a somewhat active participant in those sort of, let's call them like close spots, right? Rather than just sort of passively being like, oh, just wait for 2 pair. Although that is currently my strategy, to try and hit 2 pair, I'll be honest. I'm gonna go Queen 6 off, 3-bet, sort of the bottom of my big blind defending range. Looks like Jimmy took a break and then came back, and I don't know if you'd be extra incentivized to go for a super marginal spot. For example, don't know if this is the case or not, but there could have been. I was like, a bit frustrated about the hand before, etc., etc. Pretty awkward here what to do. But I think we'll go through a 3BB. I think it's a pretty good board for us to see bet. If it was like ace, queen, that would be worse. And so we're still going to get probably over, like, I think it's just an easier way to play a hand by betting rather than checking. How do you feel the level of the hundreds now versus 2 years ago? So I think the games have definitely got reggier. The regular ratios have become more challenging, I would say, for sure. I think there are certainly shifts. People have fewer theoretical weaknesses. They're more aware. And let's say winning strategies have probably updated a little bit since a couple of years ago. They're definitely winnable. I think you can still make solid chippy V. But if you want to try and mash like volume, like mass table, I think you're probably going to struggle more than you would 2 years ago, and more than you would 5 years ago, and more than you would 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. Honestly, just going to give this one up and lose to king high and be okay with that. Yeah. Part of my, I think, maturing as a poker player is not desperately trying to win every pot, like really being okay letting some go in spots where I don't think I win. And I think before I would be a bit too trying to fight almost too much for too many pots. There's a spot there, for example, we could go for a bet check something, like a bet check jam or whatever, but I just think it's unnecessary with that hand. Travis, I'm good. How about you? I had an OCD burst right now, so I'm cleaning my desk at the moment. Well, that's a very long-term profitable decision to make. I tell you who would be proud of you, Elliot Rowe, who's a big advocate of having a clean desk. I would show Elliot Rowe my desk, but I'll tell you what I'll do. Constantine, I'm going to count the Coke cans on the desk for you. Let's count them together, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 various cans and bottles. There's one Costa coffee cup. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 empty coffee mugs. Also the sign, I think, of a professional work environment, right? So both of us professionals, just one of us has got a clean desk. A nerd, not cool like me, you know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, I don't care, mate. I'm just messy like a rock star. I don't have to keep having that. I don't care about having a clean desk, mate. Only cleaning I do is cleaning up on the poker tables. Huh?